that's the reason basically why we yell, so that we can control things in our kids' lives. So the thing about that is we don't need to control them.
Yeah,
There is a way
that's a power
around it.
game. It's sounding as if it's a power and control game. Wow.
Literally. And in this parenting circle, we call it the power struggle. And especially
Yeah.
when you're dealing with 2 to 4 year olds, we try to tell parents that you need to avoid getting into a power struggle where
Mhm.
you are saying something and the child is saying something, and it's about who is going to break. It's not like that.
I used to think if I couldn't find hope, I should just let it all go. I used to think if I couldn't make dreams come true, I should just let them all go.
So here we welcome Dr. Rahat Syed. Dr. Rahat Syed, please come on the camera. Thank you so much, Dr. Rahat, for being here, coming here, and you're going to share your expertise with us. So welcome to our show.
Hi, Poonam. Thank you so much for this amazing introduction. It was so sweet and definitely a huge ego boost.
I am glad. I understand how it feels, so I keep doing it for others. It says it's like you give easily and you receive easily. So in that hope. All right. So welcome to our show, and it's all about parenting. And no wonder you yourself have 2 toddlers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't you start with your journey? Like, how did you really start this podcast? And you have already written a book. So from where do you find time? You're already into your professional practice, and then you're also running, not even running, like you're consistent and you are ranking in top 20. Wow. I mean, congratulations for that, first of all.
Thank
So
you. Thank you
tell
so
us,
much.
in a very tidbit, just tell us about your journey. How did you start this podcast journey?
Well, actually, I'd like to put it in a very positive note. The year 2020 was bad for many of us, but for me, it turned out to be great. The actual deals that happened with me were in 2020 lockdown. I decided to take a little break from my professional practice. I've joined back now. But then in that gap, I had nothing to do, and I've never been like that. Always been juggling things around. Just kids wasn't my thing. So Dr. Mommy Speaks happened, and then I wrote this amazing. I created a video content. It's more like a course, and it's called The Secret Society Called Parenting. Uh,
The title itself is so, inviting and mystifying, like Secret Society, and about what? Parenting? Duh. Very interesting. Yeah.
so we've got that video book out as well, and it's getting pretty good response. And the podcast, it's like I always wanted to have one, but then where did I get the time from? It's been created only between 1 a.m. in the night to 3 when my kids sleep. Every night I had to stay up, and that's the only time you get when you have 2 toddlers in your hand. I'll be very frank. But
Yeah.
then now once you get consistent with it, so things have started to fall in place, and now I've started to get a bit more time because of organization,
Mhm.
and things are starting to look good now.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, people 1 to 3 a.m. in midnight. She's not sleep deprived, but she's working on her projects, on her podcast and video content and books. Wow, writing book. All right, so let's straight go to our today's agenda, which is about how to discipline your children without yelling or spanking. So first of all, let's just start. As a parent journey. We are all so excited the moment we come to know that we have conceived and we are going to be parents, and the excitement throughout the pregnancy. Nowadays there's so many different things to pursue, and people look forward for the arrival of the baby, and then the reality sets in. uh, the rosy pictures, as they say,
The
going
bubble
out.
starts to break.
Yeah, go out of the window. So but it is a process, it is a journey of all the parents, and everyone is like, learning. It's, as they say, it's first time, second time, really doesn't matter. It's ongoing learning process. So what is the trigger point, basically, so huge that parents have to resort to yelling or spanking at the first place? Why does it happen with their own children?
That's an amazing question. Now, to begin with, we need to resort to this mode when our child doesn't listen to us. Now, when they're newborns and then they turn to age 2, toddlerhood, we call them the terrible twos, and rightly so. That's because that's the age they have this deep-seated sense of independence in them. They want to do everything by themselves. So
Yeah.
if the child wants to have breakfast, he will say, "I will make breakfast," or "I'll serve breakfast myself." He needs to change. He will say, "I want to wear my clothes all by myself." Now, if you're a working parent or you have multiple kids, then you would know the struggle where you don't have much time on your hands. It's like chop, chop, come on, get ready, finish the morning routine. Or before
Right.
pandemic when the school was there. So you cannot let the child do things all by themselves. So
Right.
now, when the kids aren't listening to us, the general picture is you tell them once, you tell them twice. And if you're following the gentle parenting thing, you will try another time. But after that, you're bound to burst and then you start yelling. The
Yeah.
reason is because you feel powerless. You feel that you're not able to control your child. He's not listening to you. So that's what you do. And to justify it better, I'll tell you one more thing. Now, since you also have an 8-year-old, you must have gone through this phase when she was a toddler. You wouldn't listen to her. What was her reaction? Kids shout, they yell when they don't get their way. That's again an attempt on their part to gather some power, get in some power. So that struggle of feeling powerless and you start yelling, it's a very normal reaction. So that's the reason basically why we yell, so that we can control things in our kids' lives. But the thing about that is we don't need to control them.
Yeah,
There's a way
that's a
around
power
it.
game. It's sounding as if it's a power and control game. Wow.
And this parenting circle, we call it the power struggle. And
Yeah.
especially when we're dealing with 2 to 4-year-olds, we try to tell parents that you need to avoid getting into a power struggle where you are saying something and the child is saying something and it's about who is going to break. It's not like that. All you have to do is get them back on their routine, get them listen to you, and you both are on the same side. Always remember that. So what you need to do for this is just take a break, take a deep breath, take 2 steps, 3 steps, go to another kitchen, have a glass of water, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Why do we do this? It's a bit of a concept, but it's amazing if you understand it. We've got 2 brains, a logical brain and an emotional brain. The moment we lose power, the emotional brain gets activated. It's like, oh my gosh, my child is not listening to me.
Gets
What am I
annoyed.
doing now?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we need to shut that emotional brain down and activate our logical brain. So for that, we need to calm ourselves down first. And once we've done that by either, like I said, have a glass of water or just move away from the child. And then come back, your logical brain is active. And now you can think of something on how to get your child listen to you.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
get kudos on that later. I'm going to come to that. Then what the point to be noted here is whenever you end up in a power struggle, don't yell or spank or your child is not listening to you. There's always a reason why he's not listening to you. And those reasons are age dependent. For example, if you have older kids, they're always going to have some valid point where they're not listening to you or they want their own way done. So we need to understand that.
Sure, right. So this is one thing, as you said, that about power and control. How about impatience? Where do impatience, seep in this power in this power game? Yeah.
So keeping parents in mind, we actually get impatient again when we are on a timeline. We need to get things done. So imagine you're a parent, you don't have anything to do. You've got just one kid. Their lives are completely different. Like they have all the time in the world. At least that's what it seems from my side of the world, having 2 kids. So then you can let your child have his way and there is no rush over there. So you won't get impatient unless and until there has been some actually rude behavior or some wrong behavior on their part. That's when you actually need to discipline them, and you might get impatient when the child isn't listening to you. So even for this, again, what you need to do is, analyze the situation. Why is the child not listening to you? And being impatient is not going to help you. These children, they have a way. They love to test us. They want to test our limits. They want to see how much mom is going to, whether I ask her 4 times, 5 times, and at what point is she going to break. Just remember that's what kids are built for. So if you keep that in mind and then you handle them, it becomes a bit easy.
Yeah.
Could be good for me. Lately I was feeling like I need a purpose.